So what we're going to work on now is temperature. You can, so here you need six boxes, six rows of 5 boxes. In the middle of each one, you're going to have the color out the tube, right? So you have this for each one. On one end, you're going to put a W for warm and a C for cool. And the objective of this color chart is to experiment with temperature so that as you progress towards the warm for this particular color, you're going to add a color that warms this up, right? And the opposite for this, the other side, you're going to add a color that cools this down. This is where your color wheel, which you should have already done, this is why it's important to do these in order. If you have your color wheel completed, this helps you. So let's start with the color. Let's move this out the way for a second. Let's do yellow ochre. I haven't used that yet. So let's say yellow ochre is in the middle. And we have to go, we want to make this warmer, this yellow ochre. So yellow ochre, right? Well, let me bring this back here. So for yellow ochre, if you're yellow, you're trying to get warmer, you want to go towards red, right? So you want to go this way towards red. So we need to create a mixture that has some red in it. So we're not trying to change the hue completely. We still want the hue to be yellow. We're just warming up the yellow, right? So if I add too much of this red, what's going to happen is that it will definitely turn it into orange. We don't want it to necessarily do that. So I'm going to just add a really small amount of yellow, of red, I'm sorry. And this seems like a lot. But yeah, great. That's wonderful. So what's happened is, hopefully you can see this. Hopefully you can see the difference in those two. Right, so they're still yellow ochre, but one is definitely a lot warmer. And then we're just going to continue that by adding just a tiny bit more. Yeah, that warms it up even more. All right, so you have 3 yellow ochres, but one is they get progressively warmer. So let's work going in the opposite direction. So yellow ochre. So if we're starting here at yellow, we want to get cooler. We need to go this way, and you have blue, right? It's the color you need to go to. So let's add just a tad bit of cerulean blue. Too much at all. Okay, that cools it down, definitely. And on the video, it might not be as apparent, but when you do this on your own, you'll definitely see how cooler it is. And let's keep going. Adding more cerulean to this mixture. It's just going to cool it down even more. Is that? Yeah, that's a little cooler. I'll add just a tad bit more. Yeah, that does it. Okay. So yeah, and there you go. So here's a rule of thumb. Yellow's a little different than other colors, but if you are anywhere on the color wheel, right, since yellow's the warmest and purple's the coolest, if you're at red and you don't know where to go to get warm or cold, you always go up the color wheel for warmth and down for cool. So if I'm red, that means if I go up, I need to add yellow. If I go down this way, I need to add blue. If I'm at green, I need to go up and add yellow to get warmer, and down add blue or any of these colors, right, to get cooler. This is just yellow. Either way, you're going to have to go down because it's at the top, and purple, either way, you're going to have to go up because it's at the bottom. But just move towards the warm and move towards the cool. Okay, so now we're going to talk about intensity. Remember, intensity is the pureness of a color. Sometimes it's called intensity. Sometimes people will say saturation or chroma. For this chart, what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 rows. For each one, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 squares in each row. For each one, you're going to put a primary color. Here I have cerulean, cadmium red, and cadmium yellow. And on the other end, you have its complement, orange, purple, red, and purple. So let's do this. Let's start with red. Let's do red. Okay. Red is on one end. And for some people, this can be a little difficult, but just take your time and work with it. So now you need to mix yourself a green. Yellow and blue makes green. So I'm going to make a green really quickly. So you want to make sure you mix all the color together. That works. I can live with this green. If you understand and master saturation and intensity, it can definitely help you in your colors when you're mixing. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to desaturate this red. So I'm going to take some red out. Here's my red, cadmium. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this green. So watch what it does. It instantly desaturates this. I'm going to add green to the red, and it starts to instantly desaturate the red. Yeah. How many we got? I'm going to add a little bit more. There you go. So I don't know, you might not be able to tell on the camera, but yeah, you should be able to see that. Right, so that's a really nice way, right, of darkening up or desaturating this red. You don't have to always add black, right? You can just add its complement and it takes it down a notch. So let's some more red here, and we're gonna add more green. All of this mixture. Yeah, this desaturated a lot more. There we go. You see that? And this is like if you're painting an apple, right? You're gonna have all of these within the apple. This could definitely be some shadow area as well. You need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this next one should be almost completely gray. Let's add even more. gray, I meant brown. Yeah, and that gets us to, what red back in that. This gets us to a chromatic gray that we have in here, right? Very useful in painting. And we can do the same with this green. Let's throw some red in there. And just watch it get desaturated very easily. That's a really nice green if you're painting some foliage. You need some shadows. Add some more red. Oops, that's a lot of red. Remember, red's a really powerful color. There we go. Definitely desaturates that. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Just going step by step. Getting more than that. There you go. That definitely desaturates it. I think it could even stand to have a little bit more. There we go. I really like this green here. And so there you go, an intensity, a scale of intensity for two complementary colors, red and green.